Hey everybody, clearing. All right, this is going to be a DM check-in, but we're going to look at what are the DMs frustrated about, struggling with, uncertain about at this time. Is there anything like that? I'm going to use all the same usual aspects of the connection. Going to get their conscious mind, what they would say to the DF, and then if there's anything that the DFs can do or say that would mitigate or help where the DMs are at. So remember, when I say anything the DFs can do or say, that might be non-action or not saying anything. But let's have a look. So thank you, Divine Creator, for using me as a channel of only the highest, most beneficial information coming through. What can we see for the divine masculines and feminines that join me here? What is it that the DMs are consciously aware of at this time regarding the journey? Anything that they are struggling with, frustrated with, uncertain about? What would they say to the feminines about these things? And what can the feminines do or say, if anything, that would be appropriate spirit guidance? Okay, here we go. Conscious mind about the connection at this time. The Nine of Cups, yeah, they're just wishing for it. Wishing, waiting, longing. I just heard Jack Johnson. What would they say about this? I think we should slow down. Oh my goodness. So they want it so bad, they don't want to screw it up, is what I'm hearing there. So this can be obvious that the masculines have been pumping the brakes or, being very aloof. It feels like they have things they need to do, and they feel like they're going to run out of time to do those things before feeling the pressure to come into union. It does feel like a race against the clock in their own lives, not because of what you're doing, feminines, not necessarily, but more because they want to be perfect. They want to do it all. What can the feminines do or say? Pray for higher guidance. Yes. So there's nothing the human divine feminine can do or say. This is really about you praying for guidance every step of the way, feminines, and channeling in what you're meant to be doing while your masculines scramble to become their best versions of self. What are these masculines thinking consciously about their feminines? Queen of Pentacles, they have the making of wifey energy, of partnership. They realize that there's something a little bit off with the living situation. So they may, because this can be creature comforts and stability and just having that nurturing environment, something about your nurturing environment or the lack thereof, or some transition, something is going on for you that your masculine may pick up on that isn't ideal. It's not the creme de la creme of living situations, and they're feeling, again, I'm feeling a slight sense of uncertainty or curiosity or pressure from the masculines about how to solve that. What would they say? I'm obsessed with your body in the inverse. So there's something about the living situation that this could be talking about. How do we go from where things are at now to living together and not make it about the lust or the chemistry or the physical? How do we actually have the alignment with the inner and the outer come in here? So this is beautiful because this does speak of readiness for life partnership and how to prepare with a solid foundation. What is the advice for the feminines? So these masculines are tasked with protecting and providing this kind of safety going into the connection, but they're so drawn to you. It's very hard to stay back without rushing in, without kind of getting a speed wobble. These masculines have been tempted the whole way along to make this into the typical runway of hot and heavy passion, honeymoon phase, and get lost in that. So I'm seeing here a great deal of discipline. Advice for the feminines: focus on the love, not on the things that have not seem to work out. Your masculines have really, if this truly is your reading, your masculines have been very conscious about not rushing in, not making this about the chemistry, not cheapening this, and really laying that strong foundation. And it may not be directly in your connection, it may be their financial picture, their career, their living situation, clearing their healing and karma, all of that. So those are all investments in your future together. It may not look directly related. So feminines, do focus on the love. Step back, look at the big picture, look at how these connections are making better people out of both. What can we see for the challenges the masculines feel in the heart space? Victory. Oh, I just heard they ache to be publicly seen with you. Like they want to be a couple in the public, but they also know that they have to step into their own purpose and have their own established merit. So there's something here about the two of you being in the limelight together, and your masculine not quite feeling like they have made a name for themselves in some regard that would warrant partnering or being known as a couple. There's something that they want to be self-made, self-recognized, or recognized for, established prior to these connections coming in. You know, if we don't have that, I will give this to them. If we don't have that, we can lose ourselves and not really go for it once we're in relationship. The relationship can become the thing that we focus on instead of that other becoming. You have so many choices and options, is what they would say to the feminines. So they feel like whatever you're doing in your life, that there are likely many other masculine energies that would love to snap you up. However, they want to be this resounding best choice, and they're coming around to seeing that. So they are seeing certain indicators that they are beginning to stand above the crowd here as it relates to who they know you to be. Remember, they can read your energy very well. They know you better than you know yourself in some regards. And so they are slowly but surely becoming the person that could excellently match you in whatever domain they feel you excel at. So there's something here where they are coming into the spotlight, acclaim. They are positioning themselves to be, I heard, the best in their field in some regard. There's something going on where they know that only the best will do for you, and they want to stand apart in the crowd. They want to show you how much you've changed their life. You have been a great inspiration to them. So they don't want to feel like there is any competition. Now, you know, the beauty of that is we only fear that we are going to lose out in the crowd if we are not living up to our highest and best potential. If we're undermining ourselves, if we're selling ourselves short, if we are not on top of the things that we hold in high esteem, then we feel vulnerable. Then we feel like others are better than us at those things or in those ways. But it has nothing to do with whether they're actually better than us. It actually has to do with projecting that we have a gap with where we're currently at and where we know we could be, or where we want to be, or where we have been and then we've let it slide. Whatever that is, it's an inside job that we project out onto others. So this group of masculines is understanding that they're only in competition with themselves, and it's kind of neither here nor there that they think that there could be other suitors for you, because they are only looking at your energy and what you deserve and where they're at and their highest potential. It's not really about others. Interesting message. Wow, that's deep thoughts, masculines. Advice for the feminines: let this loving awareness wash over you, that this is where this connection is at right now, that this masculine is, I mean, if it's your reading, this masculine is opening up to this level of going for gold for these reasons. What can we see on the heart space for the feminines? 7 of Cups. There's no confusion. They see this is their choice. what would they say? Be more selfish. So they want you to know how great you are. Like they really want to see you understanding how rare you are, how special, what a treasure, what a gem you are. And they know that they are that excellent kind of soul as well. It's not ego. This selfishness is healthy pride, and they want you to start to see how rare they are, how rare you are, and how when everything is seen clearly, that there is no other choice. What can we see? Yeah, they don't want to have any hang-ups in the physical, the energetic, the conscious mind, the emotional. They want everything, all the multidimensional aspects to be full steam ahead here. So they want it to be a clear choice on every single level. This is the makings of true love. That's on the heart of hearts. So these masculines are purists, and they are also coming out of that idea that there is actual true competition for soul connections. Not in this way. What can we see for what they're manifesting? An internal paradigm shift. So they are really looking at the things that have not been smooth sailing in their lives, and they're seeing how this connection could be brought into more of a free flow, calm waters. I'm hearing the immaturities for both can be let go of. We've seen a lot, we've learned a lot, we've grown a lot, we've known each other through the good times and bad, sickness and in health, thick and thin. And they're now feeling more capable to streamline this thing into success. I am manifesting you. So they are doing this with the intention of creating a solid foundation for this connection when it's set and time for the two to come into union, when the groundwork has been laid. What can the feminines? Oh, King of Pentacles. This is the third eye illuminated. If this is your masculine, just know that there's so much more that's going on under the surface, behind the scenes, and that it all works together. You can tell if this is of benefit for you, feminines, because you are also coming into commitment to self and excellence, and you are keeping your frequency high. You're seeing the results of the growth and the blessing in your life. You're becoming more balanced, more whole, more abundant, more directed, more committed, more stable, more clear in your assessment of reality. It's not immature in that it's petty or karmic or unstable feeling. What can we see for the action these masculines are taking? They're seeking for their inner truth all of the time. I just want you all of the time. I just read. So yeah, they have integrated. We think about our person so much on this journey. The reason for that is so that we are not in a misalignment once we come into union. We start to include their energy or the ability to consider somebody on a heart and soul level. It is a discipline that we learn at a distance to begin with, and then we come into the connection. Think about that honeymoon phase wearing off, where we slam into a passionate, lustful, magnetic attraction, and then we wake up one day hardly knowing that person. Like, how did they change so much? Well, we never really knew them. We were, pulled to that karmic lesson, or pulled to the energy, or straight up lust sometimes. These connections show us that there's something far more deep and soul level prior to that, so that we respect it, so that we don't bring the pettiness in. We don't bring in that disgruntled energy. We anchor it first, and it becomes a lasting aspect where we've learned to consider that person in a deep, meaningful way, with or without them being there. It's not fickle. So that is one of the reasons that we cultivate, or we grow on this journey thinking of them all the time, is so that our energy is not fickle once we come into relationship, so that we are more grateful than not Absence makes the heart grow fonder. This is one of the ways that happens. What is the advice for the feminines? Reflect on this. Go into hermit mode and really deeply appreciate the benefit of having this person on your heart and mind. And just know that that is happening on their side as well. Through all of the things that we're navigating and establishing, we do have this person on our mind. And when we're focused on building a strong foundation with this other person loosely in mind as we go, we include them in our thoughts, rather than the animosity and resistance and resentment that can build when we prematurely get into a relationship that doesn't have a foundation. What can we see for the biggest challenge for these masculines? Communication. I lay awake thinking about our future. So they don't want to just think about it anymore. They want to be more action, less talk. What is the advice for the feminines? Yes, the sun will come out. I was singing Annie songs this morning while making breakfast. That's so funny. Well, yeah, you will get enlightenment about this. If this is your masculine, they will come forward, they will communicate, they will start talking to you about the future specifically. They lie awake thinking about the future, and now it feels as though the biggest challenge here is being able to communicate this so that you see it in no uncertain terms. That's coming. What is the solution? That unconditional love, masculines tapping into their worthiness. You are so beautiful. Why do you need me? So again, this imposter syndrome is being worked out right now because they are stepping into being self-made. They're stepping into being seen as your equal, to seeing themselves as your equal, so that there are no other options. And you are so beautiful. They know you don't need them, but they want to rise to the occasion. They want to rise to the challenge and be your counterpart. And this requires a great deal of self-love. You've got to know this, feminines. Queen of Swords, let this truth be illuminated, that it has never been a rejection. This truly is your divine counterpart. This has not been a rejection. This has been a preparation. This has been protection at certain stages of development on the journey. Know all these things. Be aware, be conscious, be cognizant of these aspects, and consider if this is your connection. Through being able to spot how these truths could be here in your connection. What is the direction in the near future? Oh, the King of Pentacles. I'm ready. I just heard proposal. So this is the coming forward. This is the calling it in. This is the King of Pentacles twice here. We had that for the feminines. You've got to see your masculine this way to be entrusted with this love. If your masculine has been laying this foundation and creating this growth in their life and making all these changes and stepping up into their best version, and you're oblivious, feminines, you won't recognize it when it's given to you. It will never be enough. And so you have to know it. You have to be able to see in these terms that you could actually appreciate what this masculine has been doing for you and building towards. Now, don't make it fit if it's not your story, but for those who this resonates with, put down your guard, feminines, and open your heart to receptivity. That doesn't mean willy-nilly blind. That means see it that way so you know if this is your story, and then this counterpart can come in. This person thinks you're the best one. They think you are the most beautiful option they could ever come across, and it's been their own worthiness that has created this hero's journey to come through. All right, what is the advice for these King of Pentacles coming through? Two of Orbs, yes. Take it with a grain of salt. Don't dismiss any red flags, but you have to manage your own thoughts. You have to have your own truth transparent to you, so you know if you are seeing accurately or not, because it's not just whether they have intentions or not, it's actually if you can see and embrace those good things, feminines. So we have to do the work on our side to be receptive and to magnetize that in. If we are skeptical, we will meet with scenarios that we will project that skepticism, or we will choose scenarios that will validate that skepticism. Okay, many blessings, everyone. Bye for now.